the last game when she was like, "You can't see me." That really got everyone fired up.
One of the biggest names in basketball just pulled off the most epic and controversial move in recent sports history. Caitlin Clark's cocky gesture toward a Fever teammate turned a friendly competition into something unexpected. This story is full of drama, intense reactions, and some amazing moments you definitely don't want to miss.
Bebic hounding Clark. Clark, step back three, knocks it down!
The Indiana Fever, a team full of talent and ambition, is in the middle of what was supposed to be a lighthearted practice. The players had been working hard all season, and the pressure was starting to build. To shake things up and bring some smiles back to the team, Coach Christy Sides had an idea. She wanted to inject some fun into the day, something different to help the players relax and bond. So she decided to organize a home run derby.
You get 3 swings. The ball, if it goes over the line.
A friendly competition that was completely out of the ordinary for a basketball team, but perfect for a little fun. The idea was to step away from the usual drills and focus on having a good time. There would be no intense basketball plays, no pressure, just a chance for everyone to let loose and enjoy themselves. But with Caitlin Clark in the mix, things didn't exactly go as planned. What started as a fun distraction quickly turned into something much more intense. Caitlin Clark is not just any player. She is a rising star in the WNBA, known for her insane skills on the court, her competitive nature, and, let's be honest, her confidence that borders on cockiness. She didn't hold back during the home run derby when showing off her competitive spirit. After winning the derby, she immediately went into celebration mode, and it was anything but subtle. The first gesture she showed was the infamous "hold the L" sign. With a smirk, she made the L shape with her hand and held it up to her forehead, a universal sign for loser.
Put your hand down. Put your hand down.
This wasn't just a playful jab, it was a bold statement meant to let everyone know who came out on top. But Clark wasn't done yet. Next, she waved her hand with a quick bye-bye gesture, a move she's become known for in her career. It's the kind of taunt that's simple but sharp, like saying, "You're out." And then she went for the final blow. That was not an end. She also gave a good night gesture, mimicking someone going to sleep by putting her hands together and tilting her head like she was going to sleep. It was her way of saying, "The game's over and I've won." These gestures were not new for Caitlin Clark. She's used them in previous games, especially when she's hit a clutch shot or made a big play. Like, if you remember, during a high-stakes college game, Clark was known for her signature shushing gesture, where she put her finger to her lips after silencing a crowd with a big three-pointer. Another famous gesture was when she pointed to her wrist, signaling it's time, just before taking control of a game in the final minutes. This gesture usually comes out in the final minutes when the game is close and Clark wants to show she's in charge. By pointing to her wrist, she's telling everyone it's her time to take over, lead her team, and make the plays that decide the game. And how can we forget to mention that iconic John Cena gesture, which Caitlin does? It's the famous "you can't see me" gesture.
So Caitlin Clark brought it back to the WWF days with the "can't see me." Kind of like that one. I mean, after you hit like 18 step-back threes.
Clark mostly uses this gesture after making a big play or hitting an important shot, adding a swaggy factor to her already intense, competitive personality. It's a bold statement, emphasizing her confidence and dominance in the game. Clark's gestures are more than just taunts. They're a part of her savage on-court persona. Each gesture is a statement, a way of showing confidence and getting into her opponent's heads. Whether it's the "hold the L," "bye-bye," or "good night," these gestures have become a trademark of her competitive edge. And when she makes these gestures, social media goes absolutely nuts. Fans and followers of the WNBA, as well as casual observers, start gossiping in their own ways. Some love the drama, others are shocked by Clark's attitude, and a few criticize her for bringing negativity into the team. One fan commented, "AB and CC just need their own reality show," while another wrote, "I hate her, but she's my favorite person on earth." Quite a paradoxical statement. And then there's the third kind of fan who recognizes the situation for what it is. For better or for worse, practicing with Caitlin Clark has its ups and downs. But let's pause for a second. And think about what's really happening here. Is Caitlin Clark bringing negativity to the Fever? Or is she just being unapologetically herself, competitive, fierce, and yes, a little cocky? This kind of backlash is not new in the world of sports stardom. The bigger you get, the more you attract both love and hate. It's like when you shine a bright light, you see everything good and bad. But wait, there's more. About an hour later, Clark did something that left everyone's eyes open in disbelief. She unfollowed the critic. Just like that. Follow, unfollow, boom. The internet exploded all over again. People were guessing wildly. Was it a mistake? A glitch? Or was this all part of Clark's clever plan to shape the story? You can bet there were mixed emotions inside the Fever's locker room. On one hand, Caitlin Clark's intensity is exactly what you want in a star player. But on the other hand, not everyone responds well to that kind of pressure, especially when it's wrapped up in cocky gestures and social media taunts. Like Aaliyah Boston, who is no stranger to high-pressure situations. Even she was affected by Clark's trash talk during that home run derby. And Lexi Hull? She's probably thinking, can we just have one practice that doesn't turn into a competition? Coach Christy Sides, the mastermind behind the derby, likely didn't anticipate this outcome. Her fun team-building exercise quickly turned into a reminder of how intense the world of professional sports can be. Even in moments meant for carefreeness, Coach Sides had to balance things carefully. We know you want to encourage that fierce motivation in your star player, but you need to keep the team's spirits up and make sure the other players don't feel left out or frustrated. Did she talk to Clark afterward? Maybe, maybe not. But one thing is clear, this wasn't the easygoing event she had planned. You know what's more interesting? That is how Clark managed to completely change the conversation around her. What started as a problem with a political poster became a bigger story. It showed her skills on social media and how she handles criticism well. Instead of letting the negative comments define her, Clark took charge and created her own story. She didn't just deflect the negativity, she turned it into something positive. Suddenly people were talking about Clark's clever move, sharing memes, making jokes, and praising her sense of humor. Even some of her critics had to admit it was a pretty smart play. Clark took a risky situation and turned it into a lesson on how to handle online criticism. And she did it all without saying a single word about the controversy itself. That's power. That's the kind of confidence that turns good players into legends. So, what happened after all this? Well, Caitlin Clark just kept being Caitlin Clark. She didn't hang up on the drama, she moved on, continuing to post fun content, engage with her fans, and of course, dominate on the court. It was like she pulled off this masterful troll move and then casually returned to her day. No big deal, right? But let's be real. Clark is not pretending the drama never happened. She is just choosing to acknowledge it in her own way. Remember that follow-unfollow move? That was her way of saying, I see you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content on women's basketball and other sports stories. See you next time.